Okay guys, I was in the market for a new snare drum and I was thinking of getting a wooden one this time. I typically play just steel piccolos. So I thought, well, do I want to buy one or can I build one? And if I build one, can I build one using nothing but USA made parts? So I started looking at drum shells online, and Keller seems to be the main supplier, but most of theirs are 10 ply, 1/4 inch thick from what I found, and I tune really high, so I was thinking I better get something a little thicker. And I found this website called Drum Gear Online. They have Soda City shells, which are 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch. So I went with the 3/4. It's like 30 plies, and it's a white maple poplar mix. So let's check it out. For the lugs on this drum, I was looking at Trick, but all I could find that Trick made was the single turrets, and that would end up costing, I don't know, 200 bucks worth of lugs. So I found this company out of Canada called Champagne Drums, and they make a turret style with a double tube lug on each end, so less surface area. I figured the drum would resonate more, so let's check those out. pretty good. So on this trick throw, the screws it came with are too short for this 3/4 shell. So I had to run and get some longer bolts for these, but I think they're a tad too long, so I'm probably gonna have to grind them down a little bit. Okay, now I gotta figure out an air vent. For the air vent, searched around, didn't see anything. Most of them are the cheap $5, you know, run of the mill. So I figured since I was having trouble finding one, I will just go ahead and build one out of some scrap metal I had laying around. So here's what we got so far. I'm gonna weld that washer on there. So I got the air vent made. Doesn't look super cool, but it's made out, just made out of steel. I just cleared over it. I think it looks cool, the raw look on it. But one thing I noticed, I got it cleared, and the manufacturer of this shell calls it a white maple, and it's soft. I mean, it's softer than like a pearl maple or something. I don't know really what the difference is, but what I noticed about this spar urethane is you can take your fingernail and pretty much leave a groove. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but so the wood is soft. So I'm half tempted, because I mean it's just gonna live in a studio, but if you ever ding that thing, I mean, it is really gonna, you know, take a chunk out of it. So what I think I'm gonna do, which is gonna suck, is I'm gonna take it all apart, sand it back down, and then use something besides that spar urethane, maybe a lacquer or something, just to give it a little tougher finish, because it, like I said, it's not super strong, and I didn't want to wrap it. I wanted to resonate as much as possible. So I guess I'll take it apart, try a different finish on it, see if it's a little bit stronger. It's been over a week too. I mean, it's completely dry. It's not wet. I mean, it's hard as it's gonna get, and you can see, like, just where I tighten the lugs down, you know, it put some pretty good dents in where the lugs were. So it's definitely softer. I think when I ordered it, I used to have you know, some other pearl thicker shells that's maple, and I just thought they were a little bit harder than this, but I guess that specific species they used is just a little softer. So let me figure something out. Okay, so I put 11 coats of that lacquer, but it looks pretty good. Even the parts where I sanded too deep, I think looks kind of cool. Looks gray. Okay, for the tension screws, I really like the pearl stainless. Those are so expensive and they're not made in the US. So found a website called Bum Wraps, and they have these black ones, any size you want. They say they're made in the US. I emailed them and they confirmed that they are made in the US. So these are really cheap too. You can get 10, I think, for $8. So I ended up getting a couple packs of those. So out of everything on this build, I was able to pretty much source from North America except the hoops themselves. I searched everywhere. Pretty much all of them are made in Taiwan now. Even your made in USA drum companies, DW, Pork Pie, etc. I'm fairly confident they get all their hardware from Taiwan as well. So ended up going with S hoops. I've never played those before. I was debating between those and die cast, but I kind of wanted to let the snare ring a little bit, so I tried the S hoop. So let's check those out. So here's the finished product. I like it. I'm really impressed with the S hoops. This thing I don't know if I've ever tuned a snare as quickly as this one. Like, I know it's because of how rigid the hoop is, but you can tune the whole top head in, I don't know, 5 seconds. I mean, they are almost every lug is matched. Tune it up and down super fast. I would say I'm the most impressed with the S hoop and the lugs. Those champagne lugs, those are pretty slick, and I'm pretty sure the guy that owns that website, I mean, he made them to order. When I received the pack in the mail, there was still milling dust on the aluminum. I mean, they made them to order, so that's kind of cool. Of course, the trick snare throw, industry standard. I mean, it's as good as it gets. As far as the shell goes, I mean, it's loud. I thought it being thick, it would kind of take some of the ring out of it, which I actually enjoy the ring, but it didn't. Their website says the thicker ones actually add more focus, and that it actually may be true that it does that. The only criticism I have about the shell is they don't say on their website that it's finished grade. So I kind of thought it being maple, it would be a finished grade. So that was my plan. This is probably better for paint or a wrap. It's just too soft. I mean, unless you put 11 coats of lacquer like I did to give it some strength, then you could do that. But all in all, like I said, pretty happy. It was a fun experience. I don't know if I would ever build another drum though, just because it's a lot of work, and I probably spent $500-600 on this snare, and I could just bought a used, you know, Pearl Masters and had a really good snare. But I wanted to see if you could do it with all US or North America parts, which 80% of it, I guess I did. So let's see how it sounds.